Hello again. I thought that it might be amusing to see what our police are worrying about these days. No, it isn't burglary or shoplifting. That sort of thing doesn't really bother them all that much in the modern world. They'll seldom find time to attend crimes of that kind because, of course, stuff like Islamophobia and misgendering transsexuals are of far greater concern. I realise that this sounds like something which an inveterate Daily Mail reader might claim, and so, in the description to this video, I provide a link to a guide produced for police officers in Staffordshire, which advises them that it might actually be illegal to talk of policemen or Muslims. I'm guessing that many viewers will think that I am making this up, or at the very least exaggerating for comic effect. But not a bit of it. Click on the link which I give and you can read this extraordinary document for yourself. It is called Staffordshire Police Inclusive Language Guidance and begins by warning Staffordshire police officers solemnly that discrimination through language, whether intended or not, causes offence, patronises and may also be unlawful. Unlawful. That means that we may break the law if we insist on using some of the outdated expressions which the guide warns us against. It seems only yesterday that the expression BAME, standing for Black, Asian and Minority Ethnic, was the most up-to-date and acceptable phrase to use. But this guide tells us that we should avoid it. They lump it together with expressions like coloured and half-caste as examples of offensive language to avoid using. I wonder how many viewers were aware that BAME was so offensive these days. They are, I'm glad to see, sensitive to the feelings of the old GIMP community, to which I myself belong. Officers are told, try not to use the words elderly, middle-aged, OAP, old age pensioner and senior. Just why an old guy like me would object to being called old or elderly is not explained, any more than we are told why middle-aged people would dislike being described as being middle-aged. But there you are. Whatever you do, don't mention Christians or Muslims, because this may be unlawful. I have never in my life heard of any Muslims or Christians who would be upset or offended to be described in this way, but it seems that the police in Staffordshire have to talk instead of Muslim people and Christian people, Jewish people, presumably to avoid confusing them with Muslim zebras or Jewish koala bears. In the same way, one must not talk of lesbians. The correct term is lesbian people. Once again, I've knocked around with many lesbians. I've never yet met one who was offended to be described as such. And whatever you do, don't say policeman. This too may be unlawful. You must instead refer to police officers. The next time you find that ringing up the police doesn't result in their sending an officer around to investigate the break-in at your home, at least you'll know that if they ever catch the burglar, they will not be describing him in an unacceptable or offensive or patronising way.